I'm Dion Schuddeboom. Today we're going to be taking a look at this wireless keyboard from Seenda. Big thanks to Seenda for providing this keyboard for review. I will leave all the purchase links in the description. First, let's start off with the unboxing. Taking a look at the unboxing experience, you can see we have very simple and clean packaging. This is very similar packaging to the mouse from Seenda that I reviewed previously. If you guys want to check out that video, I will leave that linked in the description. Opening the box, we can see the keyboard, and this already looks great. The keyboard comes in space gray, has a numeric keypad, and is also backlit, supporting 7 colors, but we'll look into that later. Inside the box, you will also find a quick start guide as well as a USB-A to USB-C cable for charging. Alright, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the keyboard. As you can see, the space gray color found on the keyboard is definitely a shade darker than the space gray you would find on Apple products compared to, for example, a MacBook, but will still pair very nicely, especially with those black keys. Now the keyboard has an all plastic build, but there is really minimal to no flex whatsoever when trying to bend the keyboard, and plus when typing on a table there's no flex whatsoever. The keyboard also has some heft, coming in at 550 grams or 1.2 pounds. Plus you will also find 4 rubber feet on the bottom to keep it on the table. All in all, I found the keyboard to be very stable on the desk and not move or slide in any way. The keyboard features a thin and tapered design that I think looks really sharp and adds a small angle to the keys without overdoing it. On the back of the keyboard you will find the USB-C and power switch. Taking a closer look at the individual keys on the keyboard, you will find both Mac as well as Windows buttons, meaning that all of your keyboard shortcuts will work flawlessly. You can see, for example, that we have both the Command key as well as the Control key for Windows. This is especially ideal for using multiple devices and switching between them, but we'll look into that later. As well as this, we have keys for media and brightness, and even dedicated buttons for copy and paste, which are very useful to have. Overall, I have to say I like the design of the keyboard. It looks sharp and has a solid feel. But what is it like to type on? Well, of course this comes down to personal preference. That said, here are my thoughts as someone who enjoys and primarily types on Apple keyboards, both the butterfly variant as well as the Magic keyboard. First, the keys are balanced. They have a nice amount of travel in range of what I would expect for a keyboard of this style. The keyboard is also quiet to type on, making it great for taking notes whilst on a call, for example. The only area of improvement that stood out to me is the level of tactile feedback during a key press. Now, because the keyboard is comparatively quiet, it doesn't have the strongest level of tactile feedback. When typing, I find myself wanting just a bit more of the satisfying tactile click to make sure I press the key properly. Honestly, I don't know the mechanics behind this, but I imagine this has to do with the fact that the keys are slightly dampened to provide a more quiet key press. That said, the scissor switch mechanism is reliable and is overall comfortable to type on. Again, ultimately, this comes down to personal preference, but those are my thoughts. Now, the feature that stood out to me the most is the fact that the keyboard is backlit. Not only that, the backlight can be switched between 7 colors and the brightness is also adjustable. To change the colors, press the FN key as well as the little light bulb icon here. This will allow you to cycle through the colors one by one. To change the brightness of the keyboard, press the FN key and then followed by the page up and page down keys to change the brightness respectively. Personally, I tend to keep it on white as I find this best matches my MacBook Pro. Again, the keyboard also features a full-size numeric keypad, great for working in Excel. Let's take a look at connectivity. You can connect up to 4 devices to the keyboard, not just Mac and Windows, but also tablets, iOS, and Android. I've tested this on my iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and can easily switch between devices using these 4 keys. I really like this feature, allowing for fast continuity when working off multiple devices. In terms of battery, the keyboard supports a 1600 mAh battery that should last 800 hours without backlight and 8 hours with the highest brightness of continuous backlight. The keyboard can also be used wired or whilst charging. Again, it is great to see USB-C built into the keyboard as this allows you to use all of your pre-existing chargers. I, for example, use my MacBook Pro's charger. The keyboard also auto-sleeps after 30 minutes of inactivity. This is great, especially for someone like me who never turns off their keyboard or mouse at the end of the day. This wireless keyboard from Seenda is currently available on Amazon for $37.99 US. Based on my testing so far, I have to say, much like the mouse I previously reviewed from Seenda, this keyboard comes with an impressive feature set at a very competitive price that I can definitely recommend you consider. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.